Hello and welcome to Three Things with JR. I am JR. I'm your host. I'm the guy with the podcast that you are now listening to. Thank you so much for listening. The audience is growing slightly and slowly, but I am going to stick with it because I am enjoying talking to you about stuff. And I am sitting here at home just fresh back from a disc golf tournament I was at this weekend in Blacksburg, Virginia. And it was awesome. And that's going to be the source of the things today. So first we'll talk about the disc golf stuff. This is not a thing yet. This is just talking. Disc golf tournament was great. I have been doing almost nothing else after work, extracurricular activities. Normally, I play in a band, I sing in a choir, I play softball, I do stand-up comedy, and just none of that is happening right now. And so what I do after work is I go play disc golf, and I've been getting pretty good. I'm not like touring professional or anything, but my disc golf skills have gotten to the point where I feel like I should go and compete in tournaments, and that's what I did this weekend, and it was awesome. I did pretty good. I am in the Amateur Masters 40 and up class, so I was competing against 7 other dudes that are somewhere in their 40s. Maybe a little older, and they were all pretty good. And 2 of them beat me, which means I was in 3rd place, which means I won some money and the accolades of finishing in 3rd place on some pretty tough disc golf courses. I had so much fun. Of course, there were throws that I wish I had back, putts that I missed, drives that were way off the mark. But overall, I played pretty good, and finishing in 3rd place feels about right. That's where I'm at, because there was definitely some stiff competition. I would have had to play like 15 strokes better over 3 rounds of 18 holes of disc golf. I would have had to take 15 fewer shots to be in 2nd place, which is probably not. I'm not that good. So I feel like I came in just the right place. And so I'm pretty happy with that. And on the drive back, and since I've been back, I've been thinking of things I wanted to talk about to you. And so we'll get right into it. Thing number 1, being done feels great. Being done with something. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is I'm doing, when I'm done with it, it's pretty great. Like just feeling like I have done that, I have accomplished something, I am finished with it, I can go do other things now. That's one of the best feelings. It's almost as good as the feeling of doing whatever it is you're doing, assuming that you're doing something you enjoy. For example, playing in a disc golf tournament this weekend was amazing. I did not want it to end until it did end, and then I was so happy it was done. Not that I wanted it to be over any sooner. I was thoroughly enjoying myself, but by the time I got home, I was so happy to be home and not doing that anymore. And that's just a feeling I have with literally like everything I do. When I'm at work, work is great. I love my job. I have a good time. I look forward to it. I get up early in the morning to go to work and do what I do. And when I'm done, I am so happy it's over. Going to school, I felt so great when school was over. Of course, that's an easy one. But even fun stuff, playing a game, going to a movie, playing sports, just anything like that. I thoroughly enjoy doing it, but it's being done, though, feels almost as good as actually doing the thing. And it's kind of hard to explain. I hope somebody out there understands what I'm talking about and feels the same way. I think a big part of it is, of course, feeling like I have accomplished something, and that, of course, is a great feeling. Finishing a marathon was an amazing feeling, probably one of the most amazing feelings ever. Being done running 26.2 miles is pretty great. Of course, it actually sucks in the moment. Like when you're done, like immediately when you're done, oh my gosh, it hurt. It was painful. The recovery was pretty bad, but the fact that it was done, that I had accomplished that, that was great. And I'll be able to say that forever, that I have run a marathon. And having done other things that I can say I've done, I've gone bungee jumping, I've gone skydiving, I've run the marathon, I have competed in a disc golf tournament, just anything like that. It's pretty great while you're doing it, and it's an amazing feeling to actually be done. And if it was good enough of a thing to do, it's also great to do it again. So I can't wait for the next disc golf tournament, the next thing I'm going to do, whatever that is. So being done, yeah, that's thing one. And we are now done with thing one, and it feels so good. Drum solo time. Thing number two. I have never been into jam bands. I just never have liked that kind of music. And I think one of the reasons for that is that I've never been to a jam band concert. And I think there's a good chance that if I actually went to a jam band concert, maybe I am now open to the idea that it might be something I would like. I've only heard recordings, right? Grateful Dead, Fish, and many other bands like that. I get really bored listening to the recordings of those bands. The famous songs, the easy songs, the pop songs, sure, they're fun, but listening to them jam on a recording, I just have no patience for that. At this disc golf tournament I was at this weekend, Saturday night, instead of driving all the way home from Blacksburg and driving back to play again on Sunday, we stayed the night. There was a camping area and a live band. And it was described as a jam band. The name of the guy in the band was Isaac Hayden or Haddon. He's like a 17 or 18-year-old kid. He's about to be a senior in high school. He's got this huge fro, and that dude rips on the guitar. He was incredible. He booked this gig without even having a full band, so he signed up some dudes that he found or knows. I'm not sure of the full story there, but he got an amazing drummer, an amazing rhythm guitar player, an amazing bass player, and they just killed it. Played for about 3 hours for about 50 to 100 people, somewhere in that range, who were just camping and hanging out between disc golf tournaments. And I gotta say, they jammed. They went long on a lot of songs, which is something I thought I didn't like, but I did because they were so good. So, of course, I think that's a requirement. The band has to be amazing, whether they're jamming or playing tight, short songs. If they're really good, it's fine, especially live. And I think that's the key, is seeing the band live. Seeing a band live changes things. It is not the same as listening to a recording. Seeing them live, you get the feeling of what they're doing. You can tell if it's genuine or if they're putting on a show, or you kind of you can get in the right mindset with it when you're seeing the band live. I've seen this firsthand with other things too. I was in New York City years ago with my dad, and we were there to do some work. And we went out in the evening we wanted to find live music. I Googled it. We found a 5 bands for $5 show at a pub, an Irish pub, just right off of Times Square. We paid our $5. We got in, we sat there, and every band was better than the one before. But the fourth band that was there was a Guns N' Roses cover band called November Rain. And these guys were wearing clothes to look like Guns N' Roses, even though none of the guys did, but they really somehow pulled that off. And they sounded like Guns N' Roses. And I know this because I am a huge Guns N' Roses fan, at least back with the early stuff. I saw them live at RFK back in 1992. So I know what Guns N' Roses sounded like in their heyday, when they were hot. And November Rain in New York City with my dad was an even better Guns N' Roses experience. Because they weren't, they kind of went, especially Axl Rose went a little nuts, and I didn't really enjoy all that. But this Guns N' Roses experience, I wasn't thinking my dad was going to like that. He never really seemed to really vibe with Guns N' Roses when I played CDs or whatever, but he loved it. My dad loved the Guns N' Roses experience band called November Rain, and it changed his mind about Guns N' Roses. Now, I don't think he went out and bought Appetite for Destruction or anything like that, but he definitely had a very different opinion of Guns N' Roses based on that. And so, yeah, seeing a band live changes things. For Dad, it made him sort of open to the idea that Guns N' Roses isn't awful. And for me, well, maybe jam bands can be kind of cool. And for me, that's a pretty big deal. So I've never really been into it, but I could have been wrong all these years. All right, number 3. So 2 days of disc golf at a place where I was camping overnight. There was a creek there, but the creek was not deep enough to get in it. There's no water hole or anything like that. And so I went an entire weekend without showering, and it was just great. I didn't care. I didn't mind that I was dirty and sweaty and gross. And I was that way Saturday after playing 2 rounds of disc golf in 90-degree heat. But I was able to relax and chill in the evening. And I smelled pretty horrible. Got up the next morning, went right out and played some more disc golf, drove all the way home, and I did not care. I felt great. You know what felt even better than that? Was taking a shower. So I love not showering at the right times in the right circumstances, but man, the feeling of showering after something like that is probably one of the greatest feelings in the world, is coming out of that shower, just all the dirt has gone and you're just clean and you feel great. You feel refreshed. I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know about taking a shower. Showers are good. That is thing number 3. And showers are even better when you don't shower for a while. So absence makes the heart grow fonder for showers. I think that's the point. Thank you so much for listening. I'm JR. We'll see you next week. I love you.